I said, it doesn't look like he's going to catch Gretzky.
How'd that work out for you, by the way?
Well, and that's my point, because he scored in that game and it felt like it set him off. He had a great finish to the regular season. And combining that with last year, 67 goals and 109 points in 101 games. And I am not saying that the Dallas Stars got Alex fired up to get over the record hump, but maybe they did. January 27th, 2024. You guys were in Dallas. And I don't know if you remember this. This was the middle of 2 seasons ago, the 23-24 season. And you and I were having a conversation up in the visiting radio booth before that night's game. Stars ended up beating the Caps 5-4 in overtime, a Thomas Harley overtime winner at the AAC. But it happened after the Caps scored 2 goals in the final 2 minutes to take a 4-2 Stars lead and force overtime. And the first of those 2 goals was an Alex Ovechkin power play goal. Why am I bringing this up? Because going into that game, he had 43 games played and 8 goals, and he was struggling. And John, you and I had this conversation. He didn't look good. He didn't look like he was feeling it physically in the best of conditions. He wasn't scoring. And I said to you, boy, I don't know about, you of course covered Alex every single day. I said, it doesn't look like he's going to catch Gretzky.
How'd that work out for you, by the way?
Well, and that's my point, because he scored in that game and it felt like it set him off. He had a great finish to the regular season. And combining that with last year, 67 goals and 109 points in 101 games. And I am not saying that the Dallas Stars got Alex fired up to get over the record hump, but maybe they did. That was incredible.
There is no doubt that the game in Dallas in January 2024 was a big pivot point to where he ended up this past April, because it was not a good start to that season. And there was, I think, a little bit of doubt. We have learned in these parts, and this will be 15 years for me here, which I still can't believe. Yeah. But in 15 years, I have found out that you doubt Alex Ovechkin at your peril. The first year I got here, he had 35, which is a very nice season for most people. But from his standard, it was a little bit down from where he had been before. And there were even whispers then, oh, well, maybe he's, goal scorers don't do it forever. Brett Hull had 86 one year. And by the time, there's that regression, Gretzky did the same thing. There comes a point past the age of 30, you're like, is this going to continue or not? What has made him so remarkable? And that game at the AAC, without a doubt, spurred things on because he came back from the break. That was the last game before the All-Star break. And when we came back from that, he was lights out the rest of the way. And by the time the season was over, we had a pretty good inkling that, okay, next year could be pretty special. He was unbelievable the first part of this season, night in and night out, up until November when we were in Utah, where he had 2 goals then. And I remember I was even talking in the third period and saying, it's only a matter of time before national media start following us around because, oh, wait, what just happened there? He broke his leg. We didn't know. And he was like, oh, my God, now he's out 6 weeks. And now you're doubting it again a little bit just because of the amount of time that you have. And, of course, he found a way, and of course he wasn't going to be denied, and that's been the hallmark of his career. But you're right. I mean, the game in Dallas that day, it was a terrible first half. It was the worst first half of his career, and North Texas turned it around, and he's still going, and now he's 3 away from 900 as we get into opening night.